everybody. It's Coach Ross with Coach Ross Football coming back with episode 15 of Back to the Basics series. In this series, we're going to be talking about the passing concept, the cross play, or some other people know it as the Y cross, the drop back passing concept that a lot of air raid teams use. So if you're interested in this video, stay tuned, check it out. All right, so we're going to get started with the video here. But before we do, if you are new to the channel, welcome to the channel first and foremost. This is a channel that is dedicated to just talking football, offense, football mainly. Mainly we cover the air raid offense and the spread offense, but again, it's geared to a lot of different offensive type of football. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you like the content that you're seeing, especially with this series. This series is probably the longest series that I've done. So trying to continue to knock it out. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. It definitely helps this video get seen. And also share the video if you want to, share the series. Bring in other coaches, let them know about it. Also, if you have any comments, I appreciate the feedback. So please don't hesitate to leave any comments. Also, if you've missed any of the other series, as you can see this checklist right here, they are all the previous episodes for this Back to the Basics series are going to be linked or already linked in the description below. So go ahead and check those out if you have not. As you can see, we are going to be talking about Y cross. In this video here, you can see that is the one that's underlined here on the checklist here. So we are knocking these points out here quickly. I know it's been a while since I recorded my last video. Apologize for that. Trying to get back into the swing of things here. So again, we're going to be talking about the drop back concept Y cross. All right, so when it comes to the Y cross rules, again, these are the ways that I teach it, that I have taught, the way I like to teach it. So again, there are multiple variations of the Y cross play. There's multiple variations of the mesh play and the shallow cross. So there is no one set way to teach it and how to teach it. But this is just the way I teach it and the way I feel comfortable teaching it and being successful with it. So with that being said, then we'll talk about it, and then I'll show you into the diagrams here. So the quarterback needs to create space for the play to develop. So obviously that means getting a three-step drop is needed to gain that depth. QB progression is a 1A/1B read first. So he's going to look at the corner. What that means is he's going to look at the cornerback first. If we can hit that whole shot over the top with the vertical route, we're going to take that. However, if he sits the flats, we're going to bang the vertical over the top. If that cornerback bails into a deep third, then come to the speed out underneath. If the linebacker's chasing, the wide's chasing and is wide sitting on the out route, QB eyes go to the crosser coming into his field of vision. If the crosser is not there, the QB looks backside to the running back flats or even the backside post that we run. So O-line is vertical setting into pass protection. You can choose any type of pass protection, gaps, slides, big on big. There are different ways you can do the pass protection. I personally just prefer to kind of do like a combination of a gap, protecting the inside gap first, obviously, and just big on big. I don't use too much half slides with my my offensive line. Outside wide receivers have mandatory outside release verticals. They need to restack the defender. Could also give the backside a wide receiver post. So typically that's what we do, is a backside post, because he does, kind of shoot in the middle field, and potentially it does spring open as well. Slot wide receivers, depending on which way you are running this concept, play side. So the play side, which is the side on the speed out. It's a 5 to 7 yard speed out, 10 yards if you want more depth. Set the defender up to the inside. So you want to kind of stem the defender to the inside. So you want to set him up, even possibly get his that nearest head up defender to turn his hips to the inside so that you can make that break on the speed out and open up a little bit more space to the outside. So he's going to have that hard plant with the inside foot, aiming for a direct path to the sideline, expecting the ball right after the break. Excuse me. The backside slot is our crosser route. So a simple rule that I follow is just to tell him in the direction of his route is to go under Sam, which means in front, and over Mike, which is behind. Taking the crosser route immediately under the Sam linebacker and over the middle Mike linebacker, then are angling that route. So it's not a straight dig route. It's kind of angling the route so that you continue to gain depth, but you're going to start that depth at around 10 to 12 yards. Again, it is an angle route in the fact that that is a route that continues wide receiver should continue to gain depth cutting across the field. Route will present itself opposite side of the formation. So that route typically won't pop open in the middle of the field. It will open up right at the opposite side of the formation, and typically would be second to third read for the quarterback in the actual concept itself. Based on this look that we're going to show right here, I'll just draw it out for you real fast on how we would run these routes here. So let me go ahead and get the routes running. So we're gonna run the cross to the left side here. So again, outside release, restacking your defender for the outside here. Speed out here. He's going to stem to the inside here and try and get that defender to turn his hips. He's going to cut it back out 5 to 7 yards. I know I drew a little bit shorter than that. So we have the crosser route right here on this inside slot on the backside. So what we do here is if this linebacker here, obviously they understand, so he's still understand, so he's obviously going to go underneath. And he's going to come up here underneath over Mike, and he's gaining depth on the crossing route this way. And that's what he's doing there. Running back, it's the flats opposite. And then we have our backside post here, so you get outside release, backside post, or you can even turn that into a vertical if you wanted to, if you had the pre-snap reader. So again, reading him first. Okay, so let me move that back here. So watching this corner, watching pre-snap here, obviously pre-snap leverage. Obviously, if he's sitting back in a soft position like this, we are going to immediately come off that vertical. So then we would obviously take our eyes here to this linebacker, see what this linebacker does. If he moves anywhere here, it stays in this position right here, we're going to hit that speed out all day. If he chases it, then quarterback's eyes can come down to the crossing route here as well. If this corner sits right here, we can hit the whole shot, the vertical right over top immediately. Now we do obviously have to watch and pay attention to how wide this safety is. So we do have to pre-snap the safety to see what kind of location he is in. But that's kind of what we look at first. We look at the corner, pre-snap the corner, eyes quickly to the corner, and then to this linebacker. Basically almost similar to your basic corner / snag concept. You're looking at that corner first, trying to read him first. But then progression would be here. So this is kind of 1A, 1B kind of thing here. So, and then this would be the B or the second progression here, third, and then fourth progression. So it's basically just straight across the field. And that's how cross will work out of a 2x2 set. I'm only going to talk about it in a 2x2 set because I never really ran it too much in a 3x1 set. Typically just use this out of 2x2. But to me, it's a great third down play. I'm going to show you some kind of motion through it to show you some different scenarios. I'm going to show you a couple scenarios through this based on this alignment here. So the first scenario is going to happen here is the crosser route is going to receive the football here. You're going to see the quarterback gain depth. You're going to see all the routes break. And I just picked out some basic movements that the defense potentially would take. I do send one of these linebackers on a blitz. I will change it up for the next scenario because they obviously won't always blitz, but I just threw a blitz here just to show you the space that is created from one defender vacating one area here. So we're going to run it through a few times again. The crosser route is going to receive the ball. Now, when you see the ball being thrown, obviously do not lob it like this quarterback does in this little simulation here. I don't recommend that. However, can't control that, but you can see that the space is open where that receiver should be receiving that ball. So we're going to run through it here real quick. And that's where the space is for the crossing right here. So I'm going to back it up here. And just based on this movement, how they drop here, and where certain responsibilities are for certain defenders, as you can see, 1A right here, corner is just bailing. So we pretty much come right off of this receiver right here. So right now we could technically hit that speed out, but as you can see, that linebacker or that overhang defender does chase the speed out right there. But with him chasing that speed out, you can see that this is the window we want to try and hit. The vacated window that he just took, where where we want that ball to be. Now, obviously, based on the simulation, that ball is in the air way too long. So, but can't control that. But you can see this is the area of the field where we want that receiver to catch that crossing route. So as you can see, that's how it breaks open right there. And just based on spacing here, you could see didn't like this crosser. This defender made a better play or is in a better position in this area, almost like a robber position. Quarterback could see that, see the color, the opposite color jersey in the grass that we're trying to attack. He then looks over here to the flats here. Potentially, if we go through it a little bit further, potentially that space is there. But if that defender, if he sees that defender chasing that flat defender right there, he can potentially bang in that post right in there, right behind where the defender was chasing. Here's an example of this corner right here. Again, quarterback reading this corner first. If he sits flat, so we just pop that whole shot right over the top, and it's a quick score. So you see, come back to it, corner sits the flats, tries to take away the speed out, sits in that little cover 2 position. Quarterback's going to then throw. Obviously, you see the quarterback here, he's running backwards and throwing the ball behind it. That's obviously not realistic, but the whole goal of it, the fact is that this area right here, this little gap right here is what we want to attack. The quarterback sees it. You can potentially hit it in front of that safety there. Obviously, don't put too much air in the ball. That ball just needs to be right over the top of the whole head of the corner. Literally, it's a 10-yard, 15-yard throw. So that receiver gets a chance to make a play on the ball and possibly making a move to get out of the way of the safety that's going to be coming down to try and make the play. But again, quarterback is reading this corner first, seeing what he does. Basically takes away the space for the speed out right there. So we are hitting that ball over the top for a quick hole shot over the top and hopefully for a big play. So this is the last scenario I'm going to show you here. We're going to hit the speed out on this one here. Again, reading the corner first. Corner is going to bail out here. He's going to kind of sit in the zone, not necessarily just chasing the speed out, but just going to kind of sit in the zone. So the taking away the window of the crosser, this man right here as well, kind of takes away the window of the crosser, but the speed out does pop open quick, and it's a quick hitting play right off the bat. So again, this is 1A, this is 1B. If this corner sits down in this flat area right here, almost like a cover 2, we can hit that over the top. If he bails, then we immediately go to this defender right here. And then depending on what he does, if he chases, we can hit the crosser behind it. So if he stays in that zone right here, that speed out does open up, especially if that corner takes off and bails into a deep third. Or fourth, excuse me. This I showed this shell almost like a cover 4. So you can see there's the window right there, corner bails, safety bails. So you essentially got a cover 4 here. He sits into a deeper zone here, keeping everything in front of him, which is fine. We take that 5 to 7 yard speed out right there. Quick hitting play. Receiver has time to potentially get the ball and make a turn up the field. Essentially, this is the scenario we want to play out every single time. So right there. Again, this receiver here, this needs to stem to the inside to kind of almost set up his defender here in hopes that he gets him to turn his hips and kind of run with him, move with him, just to keep his eyes on him, and then cut it back to the outside. So cut it to the inside a little bit, and then cut it back out. There you go. It's the window we want to attack right there. So those are 3 scenarios. I mean, there are obviously many variations of Y cross that you can do, that you can implement. This is just one simple way that I've taught, that I've teached, and it's been successful. So if you enjoy this video, again, this is the conclusion of this Y cross video. It's not as long of a video. It's not a heavily used concept that we use too much, but it was something that we kind of dabbled in a little bit. Good third down play, in my opinion. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Till then, see you guys.